This exercise is called a bird dog. It's a pretty common rehab exercise for the low back, sometimes for some different issues, and often it's not done quite right. So I want to shoot a video with some updated technique cues. We're going to get on all fours. If you need something to kneel on, totally fine. And then I want to get my core organized and engaged. What I mean by that is gravity is pushing down. So if I don't do anything, often I'll arch a little bit and I'll collapse in the shoulder blades. So to get my core in the right position, I want to bring my rib cage down a bit, and then I want to tighten like somebody who's going to poke or tickle me, maybe drawing just a bit away from like a belt buckle. Meaning as I tighten, I don't just want to kind of pooch out, but I also don't want to come in. So I'm looking to almost have nothing change about this relationship. So I get my ribs down a bit, and then I just tighten through the abdomen to not let anything move. I'm also don't want to collapse in the shoulders, so I push away. So now I'm just engaged on all fours, and you should still be able to breathe without letting any of that relax. From there, I'm going to get my hands and feet close together, and I'm going to reach one hand forward, thumbs up, and one leg back, almost like I'm trying to reach my heel to the wall behind me and my fingertips to the wall in front of me. So I'm trying to get length. But as I do that, I don't want to let my core activation go. And I'm trying to have as little movement at my low back as possible. And then we can work holds here. I'll often work about a 10 to 20 second hold, come back for about 5, and then repeat. One thing we can do is take like a roller. You're going to stabilize it on your low back or sacrum. You're going to get engaged. And then as I go, I don't want the roller to move really much at all. And then I really reach my fingertips, thumb up, reach my heel back, toes to the floor, but heel back, reach, hold. Take a breath, and then come back. Take a breath here, reach again, engage, and breathe. So really the focus is slow control. How I often see these done is something like this. So either it's really fast, or we're driving a lot of low back extension. So the purpose here is to use the core, the glutes, and the shoulder blade muscles to both stabilize and move and not have the low back doing the work. So when I see folks first, they might start a little arched and then they just drive leg up in here and they end up feeling either a little work or discomfort through the low back. So I want to instead push away from the floor, rib cage down a bit. As my arm reaches up, I said thumb or palm up, it tends to engage the shoulder blades and reaching forward. So that way I get all this engaged. As my leg comes back, this is often where we see some issues. Heel goes up too high, and then that arches my back. So I like the cue reaching heel to the wall, and then maybe up a bit, but if the cue is just reach back and up, that tends to arch the low back. And so it's almost like I'm tracing my toes on the floor, and then just reaching or lifting them up a couple of inches as I'm maintaining that engagement. So those are some of the key technique points. We want to get set up properly and moving slow and controlled, feeling and really trying to feel what is working, what is moving, what is stable. We want to feel work in different places and not in others. And we want to feel movement in some places, shoulder and hip, and not in others, the low back. One of the issues I think I see across physical therapy or when people come and work with me, of course, if you're injured and watching this, check with your own healthcare provider. But something that I see quite a bit is maybe the exercises are just fine, but folks aren't focusing on how they're moving or what's engaging. So the goal might be to work the core, the glutes, or the shoulders, but they finish the exercise and their low back is feeling a little pumped, a little worked. To me, there's something happening there that we're not getting the stimulus or the effect we want from the exercise. Or I focus a lot with folks on trying to feel where is movement coming from? How am I moving throughout the day? And this exercise, when we slow it down, gives us a chance to hopefully feel that. And so it can feel a little boring, or maybe I'm too nuanced or in the weeds at first, and definitely some folks might have that opinion, but I tend to find results with folks as we slow things down, tune in, and see what we're feeling and what we're moving. And so this can be a good exercise for doing that. It's one that I do often progress either to longer holds, or maybe we add some light weights in the hands, or I can lift. Now I'm in a bear position, so my knees are off the ground. It becomes quite a bit harder. I probably can't lift an arm and a leg at the same time, or if I did, it wouldn't be very far. So there's ways to progress, but often if we slow things down, keep things level, right engagement, something that looks straightforward becomes a lot more challenging. So that's the bird dog. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think.